Hiya, and thanks so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that my channel is really aimed at helping people. People like myself who are perhaps looking to improve their lifestyle, looking to improve their income. That's really what my channel is mainly aimed at. I've got a few other videos of things that are happening in my life, but it's basically aimed at helping you to improve. This video is going to be about something which I think is very important if you're in business. It's important if you're going for a job. You know, every single aspect of life, and that is communication. Yeah, communication in business is absolutely of so much importance. I can't emphasize it enough. You need to make sure that if you're in business or you've got people that you're employing and these people are going out on behalf of your company, you need to really make sure that these people have got the best communication skills, out there. You need to be looking at their vocabulary, their obviously their English, and obviously their knowledge. Yeah, it depends what obviously job they're doing, but from an employer's point of view, to me, if you're employing someone, you need to know that when they're talking to your clients, um, that obviously they know what they're talking about and they're using the correct English. Now, as much as obviously all that's important, understanding, how to speak properly, speak clearly, and obviously use the right words. Communication is not just, in my opinion, um, those things I just stated. Communication is other things as well. It's what I'm doing now. It's using your hands. It's emphasizing. It's looking into someone's eyes when you're speaking to them. It's looking like you're interested. Perhaps if you're not, I mean, sometimes someone you might be with a client and the guy starts talking about something you've not got a lot of interest in, but you still part of your communication skill is to act like you are being attentive to his, what he's talking about. Yeah. If you're selling something, if you're like me, I'm in sales. If you're selling something, then you need to be looking for um, familiar areas of interest because you need to try and build um, something that you both have in common, because then you can start talking about that and then it brings you closer together. So communication isn't just speaking clearly, it isn't just knowing what words to use. It's, I think, more importantly, knowing how to express yourself and how to look in someone's eyes and how to um, emphasize what you're saying with meaning and honesty and integrity. Because, sometimes I've said to my daughter in the past, someone, a boy she's going out with might have said that he loves her. And I've said to her, words are cheap. Anyone can say that. But it's the saying it with sincerity. It's the saying it with honesty. It's the saying it with belief that will come across. I don't know whether it's some sort of sixth sense that people have got, but you must have spoken to people when they're talking. You get to believe. You seem to might listen to this person speaking, and as you're talking to him, you're thinking, this guy's got integrity, or this guy, he means what he says, he does care, and this is what you've got to do with communication. If you don't know how to communicate, you need to watch videos on teaching yourself how to communicate, how to learn proper English, understand um, um, when someone moves their body, understand their body language. Yeah, you need to start taking note, because communication is a two-way thing, remember. You're talking, But when you stop talking and that person starts talking, you need to start listening, especially if you're in sales. Yeah, especially if you're in sales. If you're trying to sell something, you need to have one. You need to have both ears listening to what this guy's talking. What are his desires? What are his wife's needs? Why are you round there? Why are you in that house? Yeah. Yes, you've gone round there to give her a quote, but when I used to sell windows, I've gone round there to sell them. I ain't gone round to give them a quote. So you need to get all the information, all them little nuggets. As their neighbour just been burgled and she's worried about being burgled. You need to take note of that. Yeah. Look at and understand look out for buying signs. Know what a buying sign is. Yeah. I've digressed a bit, obviously, about selling, but communication, to me, it's something in business that is overlooked sometimes. Yeah, and I just want to quickly talk about communication. My wife's in sales. She works for a company. She sells shoes. Yeah, and my wife, she is fantastic at selling. If you met her, she's so nice. She's so helpful. She's so honest, right, that when you talk to her, this comes across. You cannot talk to her. People have said to me, people who know me downtown, have said to me, "Oh, I bumped into your wife. She's so lovely. She comes across so nice." And these are the people that you want to be working in your shops. Now, the reason I say that is because my wife used to work for another shop, and people used to say to her, "Oh, you go in there, the girls in there, they just stand there and look at you." It's all they can do to say, they don't even, before, I've been in the shop before to actually see my wife. And some of the girls in there that perhaps didn't know who I was, they didn't even acknowledge me, right? It's like I was no one, like I was invisible. Now, if you've got a company, you've got a shop, you've got a business, this is fundamental, right, in your shop. Forget about whether your shop looks nice or not. Obviously, that's important. But people used to say to my wife, "I wouldn't go in that shop." My wife used to say, Why didn't you go in there?" "Oh, the girls in there are so rude. They don't even acknowledge you." Well, this you've got to stamp out. If you've got a business and you've got people that are running your business and they're acting like that, you need to get rid of them. Yeah? And if you're one of these people, you need to start raising the bar. Right? Because I said to my wife, them people, them girls that are in that shop who are like that, they can't like their job, because I don't see how you could be that way if you liked your job. Now, I know for a fact my wife, she likes it. She's in a shop now, a shoe shop now. People come in there, and it's quite funny. She was saying that every time someone comes in the shop to buy a pair of boots, my wife, that they have to sell shoe care. And my wife, I don't think the managers can believe it, the amount of polish and other things that she sells. But I said to my wife, it ain't what you're selling, it's the way you're selling it. It ain't what you say, it's the sincerity that you're coming across with that is selling that product. Because my wife, she don't earn any more money for selling any more polish, but she says I just go through them, I tell them all about, why you should have this protector, shoe protector, why you should have this, and she's just polite, and people buy, right? And this goes for whether you're working in a shop, this goes for whether it's you when you're going for an interview, right? You need to, pay so much attention to your um, communication, your how you use your hands, how you look. If you're not doing this, if you're going for interviews and you're not getting jobs, but you've got all the qualifications, you need to ask yourself, why aren't you getting that job? Are you coming across as too rigid? Are you not? Yeah. And this is what you need to do. You need to develop your skills, develop communication skills, develop every other skill that you can develop. Motivation, discipline, yeah, every single thing that you can do to make yourself more valuable. Because as Jim Rohn used to say, big motivational speaker, he used to say, when you're going to see someone, you need to let this person know what you're going to bring to the marketplace, as he used to call it. You know, why should they pick you? What is so special about you? Yeah, you really need to elaborate. And like I say, communication is just so important. For me, if I had three people, it might be because of the person I am, but if I had three people, one of them had a degree, one of them had A levels, and one of them had no qualifications at all. But I spoke to all three of them, and I felt more comfortable with the one with no qualifications. I'd pick the one with no qualifications. That's all right. It might be dependent on what job you're doing. If you're employing someone to sell windows or to sell cars, yeah, you might not do that if the person's got to sell insurance. So it is kind of dependent on the industry. I kind of get that. But all this aside, you just need to make sure that you work on every single aspect of your person, right? Persona, every single aspect of you, and you pay special attention to your communication skills and your vocabulary. Because I'm telling you, you know, people like to be able to talk to people, and very quickly as well, especially if you're selling, you need to be able to adjust your vocabulary to the person that you're speaking to. So if you're speaking to somebody who is very bit like me, you know, Londoner, bit, you know, I wouldn't say Cockney, but obviously I'm an everyday guy. You need to be able to talk to people on my level. You need to be able to talk to people who are perhaps uneducated. And then if you get someone who's a little bit got money, they're at a higher level, you need to be able to raise your vocabulary to their level and try and do it in a way that, you know, it's very clever. But communication is something you must learn, especially if you're in sales. And like I say, if you're trying to go and get interviews and you're not getting a job, it could be your communication skills that are letting you down. I hope this has helped you. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm quite new to YouTube, and please, if you can, if you did watch till the end, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much, and I hope you do well in whatever business or, you know, whatever path you take. Thanks so much.